Yo, what's good, people? We're here with part 33 of Chronicon. Shout out to archaix.com and the Archaix YouTube channel. Get yourself around that and subscribe. In the background today, we have the Venerable Forest. Star Ocean's second story, classic on the PlayStation 1. If you've played RPGs, you'll know that game. Amazing title. Second only to Final Fantasy 7 in my opinion. FF9 and Legend of Dragoon, Suikoden, Wild Arms, all classics that need to be mentioned. RPG lord over here. Anyway, let's stop the goodness that is this RPG hymn and get into the goodness that is Chronicon. Alright, settle down, Fenrir. Let Dad do his thing. Now, we mentioned that Noah's beginning the 5-year-long project building the Ark. We're in 2239 BC, which is the year of the Great Flood. Now, Noah is commanded to make the Ark the length of 300 cubits, the breadth of 50 cubits, and the height of 30 cubits. The architectural dimensions of the Ark are no different than those of the Great Pyramid, encoding chronometrical timelines relative to mankind. The ancient royal cubit equals 20 pyramid inches, each pyramid inch being a year within the chronometrical timelines. Thus, 300 cubits is 6,000 years, the duration between man's banishment in 3895 BC to his redemption in 2106 AD. The width of the Ark at 50 cubits was 1,000 pyramid inches, a millennium, exactly 1/6 the length of the Ark, 6 being the number of man. The height of the structure at 30 cubits was 600 pyramid inches, a great year, or Anunnaki Ner, the age of Noah when the flood occurred. The Great Pyramid is the height of a 40-story building at 5,448 pyramid inches, or 454 pyramid feet. But the Ark is 6,000 pyramid inches longer, and if it stood on end, it would be 552 inches higher than the Great Pyramid. The flood occurs at the end of a 552-year cycle in the Phoenix chronology, and the subterranean chamber width under the Great Pyramid is 552 inches. The Ark had 3 decks and was so spacious that it could carry the loads of 500 railroad boxcars. Now, Noah is remembered as the Sumerian Utnapishtim, or Zethurus of Babylon, Manu of ancient India in Sanskrit and Vedic texts, Bochicha of early America, Deucalion of Greece, the new wine sailor, and Nereus in the Aegean, Fuhai of China, and Coxcox in Mexico. We're still in 2239 BC here. Now, this is the year of the Great Flood, an event remembered by every culture on this planet. There has been recorded over 1,000 flood traditions, and their similarities are very stunning. The oldest Mesopotamian tablet inscriptions found, the Karsag tablets, describe the flood. Hebrew and Jewish tradition relate that the deluge occurred in the 1656 year of the pre-flood calendar, as we see here in the Annus Mundi dating. Augustine, over 16 centuries ago, wrote that the flood occurred in the year 1656. This sum, 1656, is 12 orbits of planet Phoenix at 138 years each, or 4 cursed Earth periods at 414 years each. 1656 is also 3 Phoenix cycles of 552 years each. The flood disaster is mentioned famously by Pindar, Ovid of Rome, Lucian, Apollodorus, among many others. The Chinese believe that the Great Flood actually marked and caused a major division in time itself. The calendrics for this terrible year bear this out. This is the 3,000th year of the Anunnaki chronology, a year when judgment is executed against them and their Nephilim offspring which are killed off the face of the earth. 3,000 years is 5 great years of 600 years. This was the 2070th year since the destruction of the pre-Adamic world, or 15 orbits of Phoenix at 138 years each, or 414 times 5 years. Since Earth entered its new orbit around the Sun in 4039 BC, it had been 1800 years, or 60 times 3, from 3439 BC, when the Anunnaki descended to Earth at the Passover of Nibiru. It had been 1200 years, or 600 times 2, 432,000 days. This was 600 years after the reign of the 7 kings began the Anunnaki dynasty over the Sethites. Thus, Noah was 600 years old, and his wife, Naamah, 682. The Anunnaki matriarch began her rule over the Canaanites 670 years earlier in 2909 BC, and the Sethites laid the foundation for the Great Pyramid, which was designed to survive the deluge 666 years earlier in 2905 BC. The Giza complex was finished 576 years, or 144 times 4, before the flood. We're going to stop it there, and we will be back tomorrow with more Chronicon. You know it.